Good God Almighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Elite Weather. I am meteorologist Mr. G back with you once again. Tomorrow is Friday, so we've all made it through our work week, getting ready for the weekend, and it is going to be a hot end of the week and weekend for a lot of you folks out there, especially across the Southwest, the Deep South, and into the Northeast, the Upper Midwest, the Great Lakes. Basically everybody. It's just going to be hot out there. There's going to be some thunderstorms for a lot of you folks. But let's jump into our first map as we look at today's or tomorrow's weather forecast. And this is the upper air pattern that we're seeing, where we are seeing some storms that are allowed to track along the periphery of these high pressure heat domes over the southwest there. You can see this area of high pressure here, which expands out to the east here into the Great Lakes and into parts of the Midwest. And it also is working in conjunction with the Bermuda high over here over the Atlantic, which is spreading its influence from Florida, the Southeast, the Mid-Atlantic, and into the Northeast. That is going to help it feel much hotter across the Northeast as we head into Friday and Saturday before retreating a bit and finally allowing some cool air to filter into the Northeast. And as we talk about that sprawling high pressure that's bringing that heat, and you're going to see that hot pattern across the southern part of the country, and that's going to extend northward along the Canadian border, as you can see how far north the jet stream is from the rest of the country right now. And here we are, we're going to be looking at some thunderstorms this afternoon from Minnesota and into Wisconsin and parts of northwestern Michigan, the Upper Peninsula. So from the Twin Cities over to Madison and Green Bay, we're going to see some severe thunderstorms, and we can see I saw the clouds building up as I came home from work today, and it was excessively hot. It was 95 degrees with a heat index of 109. It was amazing, oppressively hot and stifling out there today across Minnesota and the Twin Cities. All right, here are some thunderstorms that we're seeing. Those storms across central Minnesota and across parts of northern Wisconsin, where we have a line of severe thunderstorms and intensifying thunderstorms across central Minnesota up into northern Wisconsin and northwestern Michigan there. So again, some severe thunderstorms to watch out for this afternoon. And those storms are producing a lot of heavy rainfall, dangerous lightning, and some damaging winds, of course. And here's a larger view of those thunderstorms across the upper Midwest up here and across the Great Lakes. And we have them from Minnesota and into Wisconsin. But we also have thunderstorms through parts of the Appalachian Mountain Range here in southern Ohio and to parts of Pennsylvania and along the Northeast. And we're also seeing some of those thunderstorms from New Jersey, New York, and Long Island, Rhode Island, and Connecticut, Massachusetts. There's some thunderstorms just off the coast of Boston there. So we could see some scattered thunderstorms in through parts of the Northeast and down into the Mid-Atlantic as well. And we're also going to be seeing those thunderstorms for the remainder of this afternoon and evening to the Northeast and up here across the Midwest, the upper Midwest, where we are seeing those thunderstorms taking place this afternoon. All right, so here we are as we're going to be seeing our thunderstorm forecast for Friday and Friday night across the upper Midwest and into the Great Lakes. And we're going to still be seeing those thunderstorms from Minnesota all the way over through Wisconsin and into parts of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, up into Michigan, and then parts of Pennsylvania and upstate New York as well. We're going to be seeing those severe thunderstorms. And our primary threats is going to be some hail, damaging winds, and heavy rainfall. There's a possibility of a few isolated tornadoes across parts of eastern Michigan, northern Ohio as well. Could see some isolated tornadoes with some of that severe weather tomorrow night or evening. And we all have our heat alerts. It's so stupidly hot. We have excessive heat warnings up here in Minnesota, and they're spreading down through Illinois, Iowa, through parts of northern Missouri, and through into Kansas. So we have our excessive heat. We have heat advisories through much of the south and into the northeast. And we have our excessive heat down here across Phoenix, Arizona, and the desert Southwest, where we're seeing those temperatures soaring up into the 110, so over 110 degrees across the desert Southwest. So we are seeing some excessive heat warnings over that way. And in the Northeast, we are going to be looking at heat alerts. So we have excessive heat through parts of New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania. So Philadelphia to New York City, we're seeing some heat advisories in place. Heat advisories up to Boston and into Maine as well. And even down through Delaware and Maryland, we're seeing some heat advisories and excessive heat watches. So a lot of heat, very hot out there, very uncomfortable, lots of humidity. So it's really adding to the oppressiveness, not only, as well as the warm temperatures, but that humidity is really helping to make things extra uncomfortable. So it's kind of a miserable go out there. I'm going to step off the screen so we can see all of those temperatures across the U.S. And these temperatures are from the Northeast and across the Great Lakes and the Midwest. And for your day on Friday and Saturday, we're going to be seeing those temperatures in the upper 80s from Minneapolis. And we're going to be seeing those temperatures near 100 degrees for your Friday in Des Moines, but 88 on Saturday, as we will have a front in the area. So it's going to cool things down just a tad. And even look at Omaha, where it's going to go from 99 degrees on Friday to 88 on Saturday. And then in Chicago, 94 for your Friday and 80 for your Saturday. So we're going to be seeing those temperatures come down just a bit as we go from Friday into Saturday, and that is because of an advancing cold front sweeping through the area. So we're going to be seeing the chance for showers and thunderstorms throughout much of the Midwest and the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, and into the Northeast to New England. We could see the chance for some showers and thunderstorms, and some of those storms can be severe. And here's a look at that weather forecast as we move into you're going to look at Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So we're going to be seeing that the second half of the weekend and into the beginning of next week. And in Minneapolis, we're going to see those temperatures in the mid-80s, and we're going to see much of those 80s over here through the upper Midwest and into the Great Lakes. Well, we're going to be seeing it a little bit cooler with those 70s across Ontario, Canada. But if you're in the Northeast, we're going to see those 70s across New England. But we're still going to see those temperatures in the low to middle 80s toward the mid-Atlantic. So down by Virginia and the D.C. area, still going to be a little bit on the warm side. And don't forget the humidity that's going to be making those heat indexes still feel like it's in the 90s. So even though it's going to be a little bit cooler, still a little bit on the warm side as well, but not as bad as what we're experiencing today and tomorrow. So that is a bit of good news. Now let's take a look at the southeastern United States. Now across the southeast from Texas, we're looking at those temperatures: 101 in Dallas-Fort Worth, 101 to 104 by the time we get to Sunday. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's just going to get even hotter down there across Texas as we see that high pressure intensification. So we're going to see San Antonio go from 99 on Friday to 102 on Saturday and Sunday. These are not heat indexes. These are actual air temperatures. The heat indexes are probably 110 to 115 down in Texas and along the Gulf Coast, where we can see Birmingham is going to top out at 100 degrees on Sunday. as well as Jackson, Mississippi. New Orleans, you guys going to top off at 99, and we're going to be seeing it in Atlanta hitting a high of 97 by the time we get to Sunday. But let us not forget those heat indexes. The dew points across the south are in the 70s. So that's going to lead to heat indexes up to 110, possibly more, down across the southeastern United States as we move through the weekend. And then across the southwest. So we're looking at Phoenix, Arizona with a high of 114 degrees, 115 on Saturday, 111 on Sunday. And we can attribute that to those temperatures falling a little bit by the increase in monsoon moisture and cloud cover. So there is a chance of those scattered afternoon thunderstorms from areas like Phoenix and Tucson and maybe into Indio and Blythe, California, Las Vegas. Might pick up those monsoon thunderstorms in the afternoon. Now, they're very hit and miss, but the cloud cover will help to aid in lowering the temperatures a little bit. And even out to El Paso, where we're going to be seeing temperatures in the low 100s respectively for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A little cooler in Albuquerque, where you guys are going to see that 100 degrees for your Friday. A little bit better chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms across northern New Mexico. So we're going to see those temperatures drop to the mid-90s by the time we get to your day on Sunday. So we're going to be seeing that record heat across the northeast, continuing with that record heat in the northeast for your Friday. And by the time they get Sunday, those temperatures will fall back down to near average across the northeast. Now we have to talk about some wet weather across the state of Florida, as we have this tropical wave out here that's producing a lot of rain showers and thunderstorms, and that's going to persist through the weekend. We're going to be seeing this tropical wave out here producing a lot of rain showers. As you can see, there's a lot of wind shear involved, so there's a very slight chance of further development into some tropical organization, but we're going to keep an eye on it because, as you can see right here, there's a little bit of a spin in the atmosphere. You can kind of tell that right in there, there's a bit of a spin, so we're going to keep an eye on it. It does have about a 30% chance of further development over the next 5 days, so that will be in place there and produce a lot of rainfall across the state of Florida. And here is our rain forecast as we move through Sunday morning. We could pick up as much as 2 to 3 inches of rain through parts of central Florida here. Port St. Lucie, right here is about where West Palm Beach and Pompano is. So we could see the potential for as much as 2 to 3 inches of rain as we have those showers and tropical thunderstorms associated with that wave that's hanging out across just off the west coast of Florida and the southeastern United States. And here is those temperatures that we're going to be seeing across this soggy weekend in Florida, with those temperatures in the upper 80s to lower 90s along the western side of Florida. Tampa and Naples will see those temperatures reach those lower 90s, but along the east coast and the Atlantic side, it's going to be a couple of degrees cooler as a little bit more cloud cover over the east and more showers and storms. So those temperatures are going to be held down a couple of degrees there. And that is a look at your weather forecast. My name is Mr. G. Thank you for watching me today. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And you can check these videos out on TikTok as well. And you can just leave a follow for me. I'll see you guys all tomorrow, guys. Have a good evening and be safe. Bye-bye.